So good. So much spice, so much nice. These salt and pepper prawns are so extra. This is my version of Sichuan salt and pepper prawns. Okay, so I have a few little tricks up my sleeve for how do we get that really crispy like prawn texture, but let's first of all work on the spice part. So we're gonna go in with some Sichuan peppercorns here. And you just want to toast these up. So the whole point of toasting or frying spices like this is so that we release all of the amazing flavor and oils and aromas and all the things. And you want to grind them to a fine powder. Now I'm making a Sichuan pepper salt here, so I want a really decent amount of salt. And you're gonna have way more than you need for this recipe, but just keep it on hand. I mean, it is great sprinkled on so many things. Try doing some oven baked fries or something and sprinkling it on top, or some scrambled eggs, that's really good too. So now let's get onto the prawns. We want to add some flavor here, but also some liquid. I'm going to get onto the liquid a little bit later, tell you why we need that, but flavor first. So with the prawns, we first of all want to just slice them. These have already been deveined, so I've just cleaned the backs out, but I want you to slice right down into here so that we butterfly those prawns out a little bit. And that way we get like a lot of surface area for the marinade and also that crispy, crunchy coating. So once you've got your prawns all kind of set up here, now we want to add that flavor I was talking about. So I'm going to start off with some soy sauce. Now we also need some Shaoxing wine. And we want an egg here as well. Now just give that a mix. So you want to let our little friends here marinate for about like 10-15 minutes, just while we get the rest of our spicy stuff organized. So I'm going to start off with some fresh red chilies here. And some dried red chilies here as well. I kind of like the two different textures here. The dried almost adds like a smokiness, and the fresh gives you kind of like capsicum pop, fresh kind of flavor. Easiest way to chop dried chilies is with scissors. And I want some garlic here as well. And then finally, I want some spring onion here as well. What we're going to do before we cook the prawns is get our like spicy spice situation going on first. So a little bit of oil. And now all our beautiful aromatics. Oh, that smell, the garlic and the chili. Ooh, that is so exciting already. And a little killer at the same time. All right, now I'm gonna throw in some of our Sichuan pepper salt as well. And I wanna toss this around until we just take that edge off that raw garlic. But I don't wanna cook these aromatics too much. Okay, now heat off, and that's just gonna sit around and wait for our prawns. Okay, so crispy coating for the prawns. Start off with some corn flour. And that's also cornstarch to everyone in the US. Okay, so here's the weird thing. We're gonna go in with both the prawns and the liquid here, because that extra liquid plus the corn flour is gonna create like this kind of textural crispiness on the outside of the prawn that we want. So in we go. And then toss everything together, and then get into like each prawn and really make sure that you are kind of getting coated with some of that flour Just kind of pack it on there. There we go. So you're looking for something a little bit like that. Now your corn flour is going to start to get like a little clumpy in here. That's okay. But do make sure you're patting off a little bit of that excess. You don't want like too much. You just want a nice sort of balance of craggly bits on the outside. So now we get to the part that you all know that I love, and that is deep frying stuff. I love to deep fry stuff. It's just so satisfying. When your oil is hot enough, just grab yourself a prawn and sort of drape him in there. And you definitely want to do this in batches, because if you overcrowd hot oil, the temperature drops, and that's when you start to get like soggy things, and we don't want soggy things. So just do this in batches. Now just keep moving these guys around, make sure they're not sticking to the bottom or sticking to each other. Now have a look here, look at that like crispy, crackly kind of texture. Like that's good stuff right there. Very exciting. Now that we've got this really lovely golden crispiness happening, I'm going to get these straight into our pan with all our aromatics. So now that you have all of your prawns in here, I'm going to hit them with some more of that Sichuan pepper salt. It's so magical, you know, that point where like salt and pepper hits something fried. Yeah, okay, so I get like obsessed with these things, but anyway, I find it magical. All right, now you want to toss all these together. I don't have this on the heat. I'm just sort of tossing everything through so that we've got a really lovely mix of the chili and the garlic. Ooh, hear that like crunchy kind of tossing? Wow, that is great. Okay, so just pop these out onto a plate. And then just like some optional extra here, but like a little bit of coriander for some fresh greenery and some lime wedges. And there you go, my friends. I think that's a pretty like pimped up version of salt and pepper prawns. I'm pretty excited. So I'm gonna get straight in here. Find the biggest prawn that I can. Oh, the smell. The garlic and the chili is so good. You know what's so good about that is that you don't just get that one-dimensional salt and pepper kind of thing. You've got the garlic, the chili, the Sichuan pepper, which adds like that really awesome tingling, numbing kind of situation going on. So good. Now don't get at me at the comments, but I'm Asian or half Asian, so I gotta eat the tail. In fact, I enjoy the tail. I like the tail. Yum. If you've got any comments or questions, pop them below. And if you enjoyed the video, why not hit that subscribe button plus the little bell one, and that way you'll get notified every time I release a new video. Thanks, guys.